everyone. Hello, welcome. My name is Katie and Joy Journal time. It's going to be February in a few days, and we're going to put some joy down on paper. We're going to do things with our hands and cut things and escape for a little while and just chat. That's what all of these are about. I believe this will be my last one that is free on this channel. I will be pre-recording future ones on here. They'll just be under the membership tab here, or the Patreon. They'll have the exact same video. And yeah, I'm trying to organize content around, things are kind of shuffling around, and there's going to be other videos coming up soon, but that's about where this is landing as far as I know. It's hard. I've been trying to come up with a content schedule, and it's been a little hard because I'll talk about this last week. But first, I'm going to swap out the cover thing. I got these Creo with Gabby, but they are Sunday Start, so I mostly like just the imagery on them. I thought this one was amazing. So there's good ones to come, but yeah, I don't know. I think I was gonna say I might cut it off. I wish I could just white this part out and have them kind of as forever calendar cards, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with them afterwards. Oh, come here. So I know there's a lot going on right now, and oh, my pictures are coming out. And it is important to stay informed when you can. And it's also important to do what you can. There's so many people have been sharing great resources to donate to call your senators. I am living in the Netherlands, but I am still a US citizen. And these are thick. Sorry, it felt like there were two of them. And calling senators, emailing them. It's going to feel good or better when you are putting your energy into things that you can do. You know, do what you're capable of doing, and it'll channel some of the feelings. Why do I have little dots? Oh, these little dots just fell out. I just realized some of those were falling out. And it's going to feel good to take action. Now, it may not be consistent, and it doesn't have to be. I think those with chronic illness and who are neurodivergent, ADHD, autistic, along those routes, or along those realms, I can identify with all of the above, and it's hard. It's hard to decide what is going to be the best route for you to take. So sometimes it's a little trial and error. Sometimes it's like, you know what, this is what's going to feel best in this moment. Donating for supplies, taking care of people, checking on your neighbors. So, let's see. Yeah, I have, I'm still coughing just a little bit, so I'm sorry if I do that a little. And I also, let's see, so last couple weeks here, this will be into the 5th week. I'm doing this on a Thursday. I know I wish I could kind of do a whole week at once, but I don't want to be doing these on a Sunday. I could switch to a Monday. But my Mondays are usually more admin. The funny thing is that today we had a surprise snow day, and I thought I had not pasted down all these snow pictures because I would have moved them. Can I move one? No, that's pretty stuck. And that's okay though, because I printed out, this was right outside our window this morning, and we were arranging for my son to get off to school, and it just depends what kind of warning there is. And it was a yellow, so that meant everything was still on and all the buses were running and like people were getting there just fine. So, you know, we bundled him up and he headed out. But then when he got to school, they had canceled the first class. So he has to go quite a ways. And I just wish they would cancel the class a little sooner. Like they have to do it by 8. The class starts at 8:30, and it takes him an hour to get there. So I voiced my complaint, and that's all I can do. But I wanted to put, this on for today. I think I want to put it on the side to right around it. And then I'm not going to hold this close, but this is me getting my infusion on Monday, and the first day or so I actually don't feel too bad, except for that Tuesday morning. So I get them on Monday mornings, and I sleep in on Tuesday mornings just to like get as much rest as possible, and I did, and I was able to do a lot of things there. And I think I'll go on this side. And then by like Wednesday, Thursday, I get really sluggish again. So the reason I'm not putting that close up, and I also printed that in black and white, is they kind of messed up a little. I mean, the insert was fine, but they didn't get the pressure. Like my meds weren't coming to me. So I'll just describe it as like it was going the wrong direction. It was not in anything that was unsafe. And they were just like, yeah, it'll push back down. And it just wasn't. And so I'm like, can you check this, please? Because it just wasn't going. And so I put an extra 10 minutes on my infusion. But I was able, this was my first time getting it in 1 hour. So that's what I'm going to write here. $1 hour. And then, I mean, there's a little bit of time for some saline to flush it all out to make sure I get all the beds that were in there. But yeah, that was, because I thought I would have gotten it faster last year before moving. They kept telling me that I would, instead of having a 4-hour infusion, get it in like 2, 1.5 or something. But here they're like, yeah, you could do an hour. I don't remember exactly what it was. Let's see. I think I want to put this up here because there's some stuff I want to write. And then I saw, this was from the paper, but there's a bunch of blooms coming up. A bunch of starts for daffodils, and I don't think these are tulips yet, because that would be a little early. I think the tulips would be barely peeking up. I know there was a National Tulip Day here. When was that? A couple weeks ago? And yeah, it was shocking to see, because in the Pacific Northwest, where we came from, we would not be seeing anything for a little while. I didn't have a whole lot of bulbs at my place. My mom did. So maybe, and she's a big bulb person, so, you know, you plant them in the fall. But I don't know. I don't know the timing as well. I know snowdrops, because I would have snowdrops and they would definitely be getting close to blooming in January, February. So, but to see in January, the end of January, to see spring coming after we've been having some bouts of snow, yeah, that was a little surprising. And this picture here, as I've been walking to the bus a couple times, I've been doing quite a few things this week. We've been seeing Christmas trees still around on the streets because people missed their Christmas tree time. And I find it kind of funny, for the Dutch being like pretty organized. I mean, not everyone can be, right? Like, you know, there's all kinds of reasons why that maybe it didn't come to fruition. You could have a sick family, you could be out, and it was delayed, and it was funny. Someone wrote into the paper this week and was like, what if the kids could go around and get them? And I was like, well, exactly. They actually had that. And maybe they were referring to, let's bring that back. I think I'm gonna put this down here because I want some room. But they specifically voted against that, to not do that this year. Like, it was a thing. So I don't know. We just put ours out on the day and they picked it up. But yeah, there's kind of a little mini pile a couple streets over that they gathered at. Like, somebody brought them all together. I know one of our neighbors who takes care of our building a bit here, he there was one across the canal, and he picked it up and threw it over into a, because it was like right outside his window, he didn't want to see it, and he put it like in a kind of near an alley, but like out of the way so it wouldn't go in the canal, because you don't want it going into the canal. So I understood kind of why he did it. I also know they cleaned up a lot of bikes, and we have our bikes parked out front, and we're thinking about putting them in our storage for a little bit, but they came through and ours are still there. I checked up on them this day, so that's why I'm putting that in there. But I think we might put it in our storage downstairs because the weather is still kind of bad. And I'll put here, checked our bikes. Okay. Sprouts? They're not sprouts. That's why I'm like, wait, this isn't sprouts. New growth, spring is coming. I think I'll just say that. New growth. Oh, another thing that happened, and technically this was yesterday. Fantastic Cairo. So I had been having pain in my hip, I don't know, for the last 2 months, and I just didn't remember. It's mostly when I'm just sleeping on my left side, and I mentioned it to her, and this is the newer lady I'm seeing there, and she fixed me. Like, she I always have a problem with my hips kind of rotating and things because I like to sit on my leg, and it's a pressure thing, right? It's one of those sensory things where if you sit on your leg, you feel that pressure and it's very satisfying, but it also tweaks your pelvis. So, yeah, she adjusted it and I laid down last night. I'm like, it's gone. Like, because it wasn't sciatica. It didn't go down the back of my leg. It's only on the side. And so I was shocked. I was shocked. I kind of like this text here. So it says Jan to Feb. So I'll just put down here, surprise snow day. As you see, I'm keeping this really simple, really simple. I'm gonna just put like tree piles. And I was gonna try to do a little laughing face, but it's not really laughing, it's just kind of funny. They'll eventually get picked up. How did last week go? Oh, I didn't print these out. We went to a cat cafe and that was pure joy. Let me print some of that out actually. I can't print too much because I am keeping some things private, but let's see if I can print out just like a cat. Allow. Because I was looking back through my photos and I was like, oh, I didn't take too much this last week. Because one of my goals is to take more photos, which is happening. But I just flaked on it. I just didn't dawn on me. So here, I'm wondering if I can put like something like right here. So I'm just going to chat a little bit while I put this on my screen while I'm not sharing all of my entire photo reel. No, not reel. What is it called? Photo library. That's what it is. Okay, so I didn't go back far enough. I also took pictures of how foggy it was a couple days ago. And then what is that? Oh, no, that's Monday. So I needed to keep going. Oh, here we go. There's 2 cats, or there's some cards. There's like what we ate. I just want to do 2 pictures though. And then there's the church we walked by on the way home. It was just such an amazing day. Oh, it's hard to decide. It's hard to decide. There's also a picture of all the cats' names. That was really cute to kind of remember them that way. Okay. Yeah, it took a little moment there. That's going to be printing. My battery is pretty low on my phone there. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered that. And I'm going to kind of squeeze them in here. They were all on Sunday, but I think I'll just try to squeeze them in. Yay! So, they have a sticker background, so I don't need that. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't write anything here yet. Can I move this? Let me see. No, that is stuck down. That is stuck. Yeah, that is stuck down there. So, let's see. Let's stick it more down. How about that? So I had no expectations of this being readable. It's really not. But this is like the list that had of all the cats. And then this is one of the cats that there's this almost like a doll bed stuck that they attached to the wall. And the cat was sleeping up there. And I don't remember which one was which. I'd have to look at that image on my phone again. Let me see if I can. It's funny that the phone library scrolls the opposite direction of the app. Okay, that cat up there was, I think, Eva. I think that was Eva up there, right here. The other one was Emma, but Emma's more floofy. And we did see Emma walking around. But I think that's Eva. So, and it was like a really sunny day, and we made the bus just in time. And because we thought we'd be a little late. Actually, I don't really like this sticker. We're just gonna go over it and do that. Just kind of have it photo heavy down here because that's what makes this happy. Like that. There. We had hot chocolate and lemon poppy seed cake, lots of whipped cream. They even served it on the side. And then I had a chai that my son tried, he liked it, and a toasty, cheese toasty, and oh, a strawberry lemonade he had at the last. Let's see if I can write strawberry lemonade. I do have pictures of that. Oh, I like how that's colored. So, oh, I should put a heart on that because that was, I'll probably go back to it. So yeah, that's what we had. Had a lovely walk home. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. And then Friday, we ended up making cupcakes. Okay, I think I have enough here. I'm just going to describe the cupcakes. So they had orange frosting, vanilla cake, and then they had like gold malt balls and candles. Maybe I'll put a photo in here at some point, but it does have some private information, so I can't put everything in here and then also share it with the world. But oh, and then we also had pizza. That was, well, I didn't have pizza. We just ordered one pizza for my son and we had a bunch of leftovers. But yeah, I totally forgot about that weekend. There was quite a lot going on. And then I'm wondering if there's anything else here. I want to stick to kind of more external things that I'm seeing and doing. I mean, there's like admin stuff I'm getting done, but it's not something I really want to put in here. So I think that might be about it. And then, like, I'm wondering what I can do for like the week, like a summary little thing for the week here. It's nice to have a little extra room. So like here, trying to think. Week 5. Do I need to look at my photos again? Okay, I know what to do. So it was actually this week. Oh shoot, I was gonna put it right here. Guess what? I can put it right there if I want. No, I'll just say it here. Neighbor saved the day. Borrowed muffin tin. So we had tried to order one with our grocery order because they had some, and then they said they were out. And then we ordered one online, and it was supposed to come that day, and it didn't. And so we asked our neighbor right before she went on her trip if we could borrow her. She's like, yeah, I have one. It's just collecting dust. So we washed it out, and we're able to make the cupcakes there. And then we had them here, and then we had a cool day there. So what about here? I guess I still have like half the week to experience. So I'm wondering about just kind of leaving that blank. And I'll have, you know, I'll go with that for having that one filled in. Oh, and then I just put like, I've been all over the place with this. So building. I'm building things. Okay. I don't remember why exactly I wrote that. How about week 1? Oh, just a word. Okay. Here, I could do a 1 word. I can do 1 word. Thawing. I think I'll put thawing. I will go with that. And this is fine. I don't have to have it every single time. What is a good word for this week? Growth. That's just for here. I feel like there's a theme here. Maybe I need to, again, experience the rest of the week, and then next week I'll kind of look back and see what word I can write right there. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm loving this. This is just a creative corner, a little doing some things, reminiscing about the good points. I think locking in really good moments. Like this may be not for others, maybe they don't want to remember this, but I am so thankful to get my meds here, to have that all lined up. And it was a total win that I could do it faster and get in and out of there. So that, you know, I very much enjoy that. But I don't mind this being mixed in with everything else. Other people, it may not work for them, right? That maybe don't want to look at their arm getting an IV. But for me, it reminds me that I'm grounded here and we're progressing. We got this foundation building here, and that's just really helpful to know that that's, you know, and things are growing here. Like they're all signs that we're slowly integrating, right? Like we have 5 years if we're going to seek permanent residency, or possibly, we'll see what happens in 5 years. Germany is allowing dual citizenships, and it would be wonderful if we could keep dual citizenship here. The only drawback is if you are an American citizen, you still have to file your taxes no matter where you are. So that's going to be something I do soon. I have to file the extension because taxes here have to be done first, and they're not due until May. So I have to get that number first. Well, file the extension, get that number, then go back and say, no, I've paid taxes here. I don't have to pay them in the US. That's just how it works. So, why was I talking about that? It's just integration stuff. It's something that it's for the long haul. It's for, I don't know. I kept waiting for over a year now to feel like it wasn't the right thing to do. Like there's been lots of different times where I'm like, this doesn't feel right, but sometimes we just kind of have to do these kinds of things. You know, it's adulting, and you just kind of do it anyway. But so far there has not been a no or an uh-oh feeling. It's hard, but we're doing this. But we're also very much, we need to vote. There's an election next week, but we can fortunately do it digitally. So for our state, and yeah, it's just really important to keep. So I keep track of where we were last living. We can vote there, and we have like new council members. We're like staying on top of what's happening in the city that we used to live in, and because we were there for 8 years, you know, so it's something where you're very aware of what's going on there, and really proud of that community as well. So okay, I'm gonna end it there. If you enjoyed this, consider liking and subscribing. If you want to see more of these, you can consider joining Patreon or the memberships here. And you'll be getting, on Patreon, you actually get a little bit more over there. But here you'll be getting some extra videos that I've been putting out. So this video, the Joy Journal, will be continuing. The exact same video is posted in both. And there's also a newsletter piece that I do over in Patreon that free members get. So you can just join over there for free if you want to get kind of that newsletter. But if you want to get early access to the podcast that I restarted, you get that, and the Joy Journals, and there's going to be some more content coming out. So see what works for you. I am moving the early release podcast only to the Patreon because I did not like how they looked here. Visually, they were getting mixed up in my feed, and I moved all of my podcasts to an actual separate channel. So if you go to the home of my channel, you can see that I have 2 other channels hooked up to it, and one is the podcast, which you can get for free. They come out on Saturday, so you can use YouTube to listen to podcasts or any other platform, or if you want to get them on Wednesdays, they're going to be up over at Patreon. And then these I'm trying to do either Thursdays or Fridays, but I might move it to Monday. Like, I'm really kind of wondering if I get the whole week in, then on Monday nights I can kind of like, or at least Mondays, kind of reflect on the whole last week. So I'm kind of wondering about that. So don't be surprised if it's either going to be going up Thursdays or Mondays, and I'm just trying to space it out a little bit because I release my plan with me is on Sunday, so that's why I didn't want to do Monday. And then if I just push it to Tuesday, why not Wednesday? Like that's what I'm trying to sort out right now. Is like I am having these extra puzzle pieces come in, and I'm just trying to figure out the timing, because if you're not a member, then it only looks like a few things are going out. But if you are a member, then things are like all coming out. Like I have too much coming out on just one day in multiple spots. And I'm like, no, I need it spread out. So I'm sorry if that's a little too behind the scenes, but that's kind of what's happening. I am also going to be writing just some reflective, it's not really the newsletter, because the newsletter is more the fancy writing. I call it deeper dives, and but also just kind of a reflection piece about what's going on too. So content, it's coming. Happy February, and I'll see you soon. Bye.